Me to come in live. I don't care. I am live, 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 loud, live, and here, honey. Loud, live, and here, honey. Get in here, get in here, get in here, because it's been an explosive day in that courtroom. Just when you thought that you had everything all figured out, boom, you find out that you don't. Because, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I have so much to tell y'all. Beyonce's lace front. Call the troops, please. Rally the troops. I'm about to rally the troops myself, but can you please go drop the link? Do you know how to drop it? Never, I'll do it myself because I got to get it. Hold on, y'all. I swear I love my squad. What's poppin', Henny gang? Welcome back to the bar. It's your girl, Henny, and I'm about to pour up plenty of the hot shots of these court. I can't even call it court docs because they're not even court docs. We are live at the Diddy trial. Day 17 started off with Briana Bana. And I was telling y'all that Briana, it wasn't looking so good for her, okay? But there was a twist and turn of events that turned everything upside down, round and round, and on its head. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Can you hear me? Mic check, mic check. Do y'all hear me loud and clear? Can y'all hear me loud and clear? Y'all see the title. Ain't no cap in my rap. Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. We are back right now. Okay. Now, I don't know if y'all know, and I am not, y'all can't hear? Oh, you said you can hear. Okay. First of all, I got to take the ponytail out because it's pulling. So I need to take my hair down. Okay, we are outside of court, and I need to let my hair on down. First of all, I can't even tell y'all what I want to tell y'all, but I gotta tell y'all, Jane, Jane, Henny Glasses in the chat. I can't even say nothing. I can't tell y'all. I can't. I'm under court order, just like I was with Mia. I cannot tell y'all anything, so please don't ask me because I'm ready to spill and I can't spill it. I can't even play charades with y'all right now. Like, I'm trying, but I really can't. Okay, am I crystal clear? Because we got to talk, y'all. Are y'all ready? I'm waiting for some people to come into the bar before I get started. Here we go. The numbers just jumped. Y'all get up in here, because, child, let me tell you. So, when Briana went up on it, I didn't even come for lunch. I went on TikTok. Sorry, y'all. Y'all got to make sure y'all are following me on TikTok. That Girl Henny on TikTok, okay? That Girl Henny Reviews on IG. Make sure that y'all are following me on all platforms because you never know when I'm going to go live, okay? I could very well go live on IG and spill some Henny, and you will miss it because it was on IG, and then you got to wait for me to download it and upload it over here. Just make sure you're following me on all platforms, and that'll make it easy for you. So for lunchtime, I did not come on IG. I did take my tail over there to TikTok just to get my feet wet or whatever and try to get accustomed to getting myself on the TikTok platform and in their algorithm, just a little something, something. But at the end of the day, y'all, so Briana was up on that stand, okay? She was doing a whole lot better today than she was yesterday because yesterday, baby, it was the day of amnesia, okay? I don't know. Maybe today is the day she woke up and decided that, you know, she was going to be clear-minded, so to speak. I don't know. But she started her day off on cross-examination with, once again, Westmoreland. Dun, dun, dun. And let me tell you, Briana pissed Westmoreland off today because she wasn't saying, I don't remember as much, but she was saying it. But she started asking her to rephrase her questions. Can you rephrase that question? I don't understand the question. Can you rephrase the question? I don't understand the question. Baby, when I tell you Westmoreland started getting a little snippy with her. Yeah, she started getting a little snippy with her. Completely. I'm trying to find me a little spot where I can sit and I can give y'all all of this hot Henny at, because over there is too much going on, okay? And I don't want anybody to accidentally say some stuff that they ain't supposed to say and they get caught up in my live, because I am not trying to get in no type of trouble. Do you hear me? So boom, this is what had happened. So what had happened was, oh, Justin did make it into court today along with Diddy's mom. Of course, y'all know Charlucci is always with them. Now, I'm not down the block where we normally go. I am still up here at the courthouse, and I'm actually going to give this to y'all live from still here, okay? Live from still here. So, once again, Westmoreland was trying to get into all of the information that came with the balcony, right? And Westmoreland was really trying to paint a picture like Bana was lying about what happened to her. Baby, she started saying, she pulled up the picture of her bruise on the back of her leg, right? And so she was saying, thank you, Jamie. She was saying to her, well, you know, on the picture, it said September 26th was the day that the bruise on the back of her leg, the picture was taken, right? Right. But Westmoreland showed Bana, not the rest of the court, Bana, some information that alleges that Diddy was in Jersey performing on stage with Little Kim on the 25th. And she showed us a Trump International Hotel bill that showed that somebody rented a room in the name of Frank Black. But not only did they rent the room in the name of Frank Black, somebody was ordering breakfast, okay? Breakfast was $100 and some odd, and I'm saying to myself, that sounds like maybe one person at the Trump, because him and Cassie were at an event on the 26th. And when they went to that event, of course, that means that Cassie was with him. So the following morning when Cassie would have been there, breakfast was $200, almost $300. So I said, Now, we also remember that assistants went ahead of Diddy. They testified to how they would go ahead of him to set up the rooms. So it was very well possible in my mind. I said, that didn't prove nothing to me, because all that says is that somebody was ordering room service to the room. And it very well could have been the assistant that was sent ahead of him and Cassie to go over there and actually set the room up. So they got a little hungry. So they ordered them some breakfast. They ordered them some dinner all on Diddy. They said they're going to take that, right? So Briana was like, you know, it's possible that she could have muckied up the date of when it happened, but it happened to her, okay? She kept saying, Westmoreland got so frustrated with her. At one point in time, she said to her, isn't it true that you're lying? Like, you're not telling the truth. Like, she came straight out and called the girl a liar, okay, to her face. And Bana clapped back and said, I don't agree with that statement. Baby, okay? Towards the end of that testimony, now I'm not giving y'all a play for play, blow for blow of every single little detail, because I think what I need to do is start going into my notes and really sitting and processing everything, and then coming and giving you guys the update on it, okay? That's what I think I'm gonna do. But right now, I'm just gonna give you Henny's review, okay? That girl Henny's review. So now, towards the end of the cross-examination, Westmoreland did kick it up a notch, and Westmoreland was like, you weren't rich when you met Mr. Combs, correct? True? She says true. Okay? She goes, but you have a lawsuit against him for $10 million. True? She says true. She says, isn't it true? Basically, she said, hold on, you guys. Oh. So basically, Westmoreland was trying to imply that this was a money grab. That this was a money grab for Bana, her going and suing Diddy for $10 million. But Bana was like, I didn't come up with that number. My lawyer came up with that number. She was like, oh, well, the whole reason why she was suing him was because she wanted to get rich quick, right? Bana said, I don't agree with that statement. That's how she was handling her towards the end. And when Westmoreland was giving it to her, she was giving it to her back. She was like, the reason that she was doing her lawsuit is because she wanted to see justice served. And Westmoreland was like, justice for you. She was like, no, justice served. And she was like, justice for you. And she's like, no, justice served. I said, well, go ahead, Bana, and stand up, okay, to the people in the skirt who was over there growling, snapping, and trying to shake on you yesterday, girl. She said, you're not going to shake on me today, okay? Now, we left out and we went to lunch. Now, here is where the Henny gets hot, baby. This is where the Henny gets hot. We come back into the courtroom, right? And the government says, Your Honor, we would like to submit these pieces of evidence to the record. Baby, they put up a text message between Cassie and KK, And in that text message, Cassie is text messaging KK, Christina Karam, and she's saying to her, I just seen some crazy shit. Puff was hanging Bana over the balcony. Dun, dun, dun! Yeah. Y'all heard me. Oh, I'm supposed to be, I think. Okay, we gonna head on down, so I'm gonna head on down. Hold on, you guys. If you heard what I said, drop a Henny glass in the chat, honey. If you heard what I said, did you hear me? Did y'all hear me? Child. Listen. Leave her alone. She be doing her thing. All right, y'all. There go Queen's Flip in the background. I was going to ask him if he could plug my channel real quick, but I decided not to. All right, so listen. Did y'all hear what I said? Did y'all hear me, though? Did y'all hear me, though? Let me see. Oh, KK and D-Rock, count your days. Yes, we did. Yes. KK and Cassie confirmed Bana's story. Bam, bam, bam. So for all of those people, now that I've told you that, now that I have dropped that piece of hot Henny to you, now when you see something that's not saying that, you know that, okay? That is exactly what happened. Cassie and KK's text messages basically confirmed Bana's story because they were trying to say that Bana was lying about being dangled over the balcony. Now, let me explain something to y'all. And I'm going to keep it all the way real with y'all. Y'all know that there is no chaser in this Henny that I give y'all. Back then, in that time frame, Bana and Cassie both have testified to them taking a whole lot of illegal substances. And at that point in time, they were get high partners. So for her to not remember dates is not exactly too hard to fathom because they were underneath a lot of substances, okay? But this incident really did happen, you guys. It really did happen. It was not a lie. Okay, it was not a dream. Now, for the coup de grace and the cherry on top, Jane stepped into the courtroom, and when I tell you, Jane stepped in the courtroom and everybody's mouth was like, but I can't tell you who Jane is. I can't tell you who Jane is. I'm sorry, you guys. I really wish that I could tell you who Jane is, but I really can't tell you who Jane is. I cannot confirm nor deny. So if you put the name in the chat, I cannot confirm nor deny. Yeah, I can't confirm or deny. No, it wasn't no doggone Beyonce. No, it wasn't Misa. No, it wasn't Young Miami. Hold on one second. I'm going to see if I can get Miss O to come here for a second. I am not a juror. It's not J-Lo. I'm not going to tell y'all who it is. Even if you said the name, I would still say, no, it's not that person. Because I can't confirm nor deny. Because it's a part of the case, Darius. Don't start with me. Do not start with me, sir. It's a part of the case. Chico said, we here already. I know we here. We only want to make sure she is safe and okay. I don't know her now, and I don't need to know her identity. She needs her privacy as we need ours. That part. Yo, somebody said blah, blah, blah. Can't even say that. Because the judge ordered everybody in the court to not disclose who it is. So anybody that's in that courtroom, anybody that says that they're in that courtroom, and then I was shocked, but not shocked, because I was like, but it was just like, I do think she's gonna end up being a witness for the defense, because she's making it seem like it was out of love, in my opinion, and that. Okay, I don't know where you're getting that information from, Centric, but I have to remove that comment. I'm sorry. What do you mean, Darius? I just walked up to the courtroom and went into the came up to the courthouse and went in the courtroom. No, it was not a defense witness. It was definitely. Sure. I can't even do that. I can't even do that. At least we know KK is not victim 2. Right. Well, I could say that. It wasn't KK. I can't. I wish I could. Y'all chill. It's finna leak on Act platform. Probably. There was room in this high profile case. You lucked out. Okay, so here's the thing. They have the main courtroom, and then they have the overflow rooms. And in the overflow rooms, when they're not showing us exhibits, it's across the whole screen. So we can see the witness, and we can see, like, we can see the lawyers, and we can see Puff, and we can see his family, okay? Baby, let me tell you, when Jane Doe came up in there and Jane Doe started speaking, honey, we was all ears. All you saw was people looking up and writing, looking up and writing, because she was spilling the Henny. And guess what was going on in the courtroom? Because I can see Diddy. Even in the overflow room, we still see Diddy, and we get to see his face. And it was big on the screen, not small, big on the screen, so we could see every facial expression that he was making and everything. Now, when Jane Doe first came out, she was talking about how, oh, they were so in love. But here's the Henny on that. Apparently, the first time that she met Diddy was during a girls' trip. And she was on a girls' trip with one of our homegirls who was seeing Diddy at the time. Yes, her homegirl was seeing Diddy at the time, but she says that when Diddy saw her and Diddy just clicked, okay? Her and Diddy just clicked. Oh, it's Lisa. Hi, Lisa. Lisa, can I ask you a question? Or you gotta go? You're late?
Go, yeah.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. No problem. Lisa's running. I'm gonna get Lisa. I'm gonna get Lisa to answer a question for me one of these days. Lisa's always running to get to the Fox 5 station. Whenever we see her right here, she's running to the Fox 5 station. I have to try to catch her when she's actually outside the courtroom. And from my mouth to the Most High's ears, he's gonna allow that to happen. I need one question from Lisa Evers. I just have one question for her. That's it. I don't, listen, I'm not greedy. That's all I want. Just one question. All right, anyway. She done, look, that quick she gone. She's up the block. Lisa be running. Do you hear me? Lisa be running. She gets up off the train or wherever she be sitting at, and she comes darting down the block. All right, so now, boom. So now, listen, you guys. She says that during that trip, one of the friends on the vacation wanted some pink powder. So her and Diddy went to the studio, and they was at the Star Island house, okay? Her and Diddy went to the studio. Diddy went in there and told the dude that was in there that he needed some pink powder. And the guy gave it to him. And then he took it down over there because they was all chilling at the pool. He took it over there to the pool and he gave it to the friend. Now, she says they had to leave abruptly because the friend that was dealing with Diddy started seeing that Diddy was making oogly eyes at Jane. So they all left abruptly. Jane said that her and Diddy ran into each other, though, before they had left. She had to use the restroom. So she said she went to go use the restroom, and she ran into Diddy. And Diddy was like, you know, exchange numbers with me or whatever. And they said they needed to have code names. I don't think I can even tell y'all the code name. I'm going to tell y'all the code name because Diddy and Jane's code name for each other was Bert and Ernie. So that should say a lot. Yeah, because you know what I don't like uniquely, and I'm seeing it already happen. I'm dead serious. He was Bert, she was Ernie. So now, boom, now let's get back into the story, all right? So, boom. She says some time goes on or whatever. The friend ends up getting involved with somebody else and moving overseas and getting engaged and all of that stuff. Right. So she says at this point in time, she thinks that, hi. Yes. Hey.
Can I say something?
Go ahead. It's on. It's over here.
Hey, what up, peoples? We out here in New York. I'm waiting from LA. You already know. Holla at me. Instagram, Avenue Kick, K-I-T-T. Y'all have a blessed day.
You're welcome. All right, so now let's get back to the story. So now that the friend is overseas and has a whole new boyfriend, she figures it's okay for her to go ahead and move her way in with Diddy. Now, she says the next time that she saw him, she went down to Miami. Oh, no. Yeah, she went to Miami. Now, she told him that she was going to Miami because she had something else to take care of, right? Right. But Diddy ended up paying for her hotel room. And Diddy comes to the hotel room and to see her. And while she's doing the recount of everything, like recounting everything that was going on during that time, she's like blushing and smiling. And she's like, you know, he showed up in the doorway and we sat and we talked, and I felt the need to explain to him my situation because is an okay. I'm trying. I don't know what I can say and what I can't say. It was testimony, though. It's going to be in the transcript. So I think I can say it if it's in the transcript. So she said she felt that she needed to clear the air because her baby father is one of Diddy's enemies. And so she had to clear the air on that. And she said once she cleared the air on that, they moved on about their business and they ended up making love that night. She said it was so magical and so whimsical and so romantical and all of that. Child, she said it was so good. So hot, so good. So hot and so good. And I couldn't help myself because as soon as she said all of that, I just busted out laughing in the overflow room because all I'm thinking about is everybody likes Tootsie Rolls, don't they? Sorry. That was so inappropriate. Anyway, but she said whimsical. Yes, whimsical with a Tootsie Roll. Thank you. Listen, I'm not trying to be mean or nothing, but we have read through the Diddy docs over here. So at the end of the day, honey, we have already heard that he has been called prepubescent, okay? And then it came out that itty bitty Diddy had a Tootsie Roll. And she's talking about it was so good. But here's the thing. No, it wasn't then. Anyway, so she said after that first night, they made love. They woke up the next morning and they watched the sunrise on the balcony. They were walking on the beach. It was just so romantic. So hot, so romantical. Back to the story. So now she says the next time that they go away. It's her birthday. She tells him this is her birthday. So he's like, oh, let's go on an island birthday. She says he took her to Turks and he took her to the Bahamas. And y'all want to know who else was going to Turks and the Bahamas? KK. At this point in time, KK's name has come up. But I just want to check a fact of mine before I want to make sure I got I want to make sure that I have the timeline correct. So let me make sure. They did have an expert come up there to talk about deleted messages and all of that. That was kind of good too. But I'm trying to see. I want to make sure that I have the times that they had whimsical whoopee. Whimsical whoopee. All right. Persuaded Jane he wanted her to go to Miami. Jane hesitated because her friends still had feelings for him. Okay, I can't tell you that part because that was a personal note to myself that I can't tell y'all. Jane disclosed first and then slightly she stayed. Okay, so it was, I did say it right. Now she was supposed to be down there handling business, but she ended up staying down there for 5 days. Okay, then the next time that they would go on a big date was going to be February of 2021. Honey, we are no longer in 2004, 2007, 2009, 2010, 2011, 12, 13, 15, 17. We're in 2021. And they go to Turks. She says that he said they were going to go have an island birthday. And the island birthday included an all expenses paid trip to Turks and an all expenses paid trip to the Bahamas. She says she flew from where she was living down to Miami. And from Miami, they got on his personal jet and they flew out to Turks, okay? Now she says when she got there, you know, KK was there. There was other staff members that was there as well. She said they had a lot of connection. And listen, she's just blushing, gushing, and doting as she's telling this story. And at one point in time, I caught myself saying, I'm not even gonna lie to you. The way that she was blushing and blooming and all of that on the stand, I'm like, Now, while she's telling this story, Diddy is sitting back, he has his legs crossed, and he has his hands in his lap, and he is tuned in, and at some point in time, he does drop his head. And then he's looking back up at her, and then he drops his head. And then he looks over in the jury's direction. So now she's talking about...
Make sure you follow them too, all right?
Okay. So now, boom. She says this is the first time that she takes an E-pill with him. And she says that they were chilling, they were having a good time, and they were at the pool, they were drinking, they were laughing. And then he came over and he opened his hand and he was like, here, take one of these, that'll make everything better. Now, she says she took E before, back in like 2014, 2015, but she hadn't taken an E-pill since then. So she says that he gives it to her and she just downs the whole pill. She says they're walking on the beach and all of a sudden she just falls into the sand and she's like throwing the sand up in the air and then she starts like shaking and stuff like that. So now here comes KK and another staff member, I forgot who she said, they take her and put her in the shower and all of that. And, you know, she starts coming to. So the next day, you know what Diddy does? Diddy doses her. I guess he figured, oh, you know, a whole one is too much for you. So let me go ahead and let me break this down and give you a dose. So he doses her and gives her an E. She says once he dosed her, she was able to enjoy it. Like, you know, she was rolling and all of that stuff. And they was having, now I've had the time of my life, and I owe it all to you. That's what she said was going on, honey. She said they was having the time of their life and they was rolling and rolling, okay? She said that she took E on that trip. They were in Turks for 9 days. She took E for 10 days. They went to the Bahamas for 2 days, and she took the E pill 2 more times. Now, let's get to the freak nasty. Freak nasty. Let's get to the freak nasty part of everything, because I know that's what y'all here for anyway. Y'all really don't care about none of that other stuff. Y'all want the salacious, nasty content because y'all are freaks too. I don't understand it. Anyway, she says that one night, actually she said that Diddy, now this is not unusual because I'm not putting nobody business out there in the streets but my own, and maybe the person who I'm talking about, because it ain't one. But it seems like it's such a dude thing to want to watch some corn while you're doing stuff. But she said that they were rolling on E one night and he was picking all of this different corn stuff to watch and started playing, I guess you could say, Fantasy Island. The plane, it is the plane. They was playing Fantasy Island, okay? And he was like, you know, oh, you like that? You want that? Would you do that? This, that, and the third. And so I guess they got to a part where it was a woman like doing another dude or whatever. I don't know. She didn't get into detail. I'm just assuming, okay? She says that while they were playing this fantasy game, that Diddy asked her if she would ever, and she said yes, and he said okay. She said the minute that she said okay to doing a fantasy, he got up out of the bed. Mind you, they had already been in the bed rolling around. She said that Diddy would pick out her lingerie and have her wearing skipper heels. Now, I wonder where we heard that at before. I wonder where we heard that at before, where he like to pick out their lingerie. Yeah. He picking the lingerie out and stuff like that, okay? Oh, let me back up. They asked her how she felt when she took Molly. She said she felt like it was an enhanced, like her sexuality was enhanced, and it was like being on an e-pill, but you know, it was more enhanced, and it made her horny. And when she did the cocaine, she said she was alert and awake. And when she did the K, she said she hallucinated. So she didn't like taking the K, okay? She didn't like the K. All right, now you got that, all right? She didn't like the K. She said it is not okay to take the K. All right, so now here we go. We are at the meat and the potatoes of everything. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, get those likes up and make sure that y'all are staying active in the chat. Throw them Henny glasses because we are about to go in. It's about to get hot and y'all are going to need something to drink. Now, she said that and I noted in my notes, grooming. Y'all see it? Grooming. I said grooming. I said it in my notes. I said grooming. So, she said he liked porn. He liked lots of baby oil. But we already knew that. But she said he likes lots of baby oil, okay? So now she said when they were playing the fantasy game or whatever, and after she told him okay, that he jumped up out of the bed and he made that happen. Let me see if I can hook this on my chain because I don't want to keep holding it. Okay, I'll hook it right there. And he got on his phone. She said he was looking so serious when he was making the phone call. She didn't expect for it to happen that night. She thought that maybe it was just something that they were just talking about. Maybe it would happen sometime in the future. But she was not expecting Diddy to just jump up and spring into action like super freak-off, man. But they didn't call them freak-offs. They called them hotel nights. Her and Diddy called them hotel nights. Him and Cassie called them freak-offs. I guess he didn't want to repeat it, okay? He didn't want to repeat what he was doing with Cassie with somebody else. So now she says that he makes a phone call, and the next thing she knows, they're whisking away to a hotel. She says when she gets to the hotel, they're in a suite, and she sees assistants around setting the rooms up. She said that Diddy liked to do it under the red light. Red light district, red light special. Diddy likes the red light. So she said the assistants were laying everything out. The assistants was getting the lighting together. The room was already red. The baby oil was there. She said it was over 2 dozen bottles of baby oil. Baby, a dozen is 12. That means there was 24 bottles of baby oil in the room. Why is there 24 bottles of baby oil on the wall? 24 bottles of baby oil? Anyway, so he called up this company, and I want to make sure that I find the name. Okay, you know what? Nope, I'm not even gonna find the name because y'all are probably gonna call it up. But anyway, she said that he told her to relax and that it was gonna be okay. And guess what? They had already been in Star Island rolling and taking Molly's and E, and they had been doing it for 12 to 15 hours. Right? She had already been up for 12 to 15 hours. So now here they are at the hotel about to get a hotel night, a freak off in. And so there's more rugs being taken. And so she meets this guy, brings this guy in named Don, and Diddy knew Don. Diddy said he was bringing somebody that he knew very well. Enter Don. Dun, dun, dun. She says when Don came in, she had lingerie on underneath the robe, but she was sitting there with like her legs crossed and her arms crossed or whatever. And so both of them just started telling her to just relax, that it was gonna be okay. Now she says she started off like dancing to try to like get the nerves off or whatever. And then her and Don started dancing together. When the AUSA asked her what Diddy was doing. She said Diddy was over there self-pleasuring himself and he was already bucket naked. I don't know who Don is. Don is one of the escorts. So she says Puff told her to self-pleasure herself. Puff told her and Don to move closer. And they started touching each other. And then they started rubbing the baby oil on each other. And I'm not being funny, I swear. I swear. They started touching each other. They started rubbing the baby oil on one another. And Diddy is just over there like a mad beat-off monster. Okay? He's just like, okay, watching all of this go down and he's directing. Oh my God. Okay? So, he told her to start giving this man some sloppy toppy. And so the AUSA is like, okay, was he saying anything while this was going on? She said yes, he was being encouraging. What? She said he was being encouraging and he was being sweet. How do you be encouraging and sweet? I want to know. Like, I need somebody to tell me, you my man, you sitting in the corner and you spanking the mankin, okay? And you watching me with this other dude and you telling me to give him some sloppy toppy mouth mop. And I'm giving him sloppy toppy mouth mop. And you're encouraging me? And you're being sweet about it? So what is he saying? Yeah, that's it, baby. Take that, yeah. Go slow now. You got it. You doing a good job. You doing a good job. You doing a good job. Like, is this the encouragement that he was? I want to know. How are you encouraging somebody? Please tell me in the comments. Anyway, she said she led Don to the bedroom because she was just ready to get it over with, okay? She was ready to be done and over with the situation. So she goes into the bedroom and she said she asked for a condom. Diddy tells her, don't act like that. These people are clean. They get tested. They can give you paperwork. Diddy is trying to coerce this girl into having raw dogging bucket nakedness, hot smecks on a platter. What a stranger. She don't know this man. So she said right before they started, Diddy actually did go ahead and give her a condom to put on, and they had sex while they were using the condom, okay? She said when Don left, Diddy was so happy and that they turned around and started doing it. You just watched your girl, silly me, suck it, and you suck my whole crew. Okay, let me stop, because that one right there, that might have been a little bit of a hard digest, especially for the content that we're giving right now. So let me stop doing that. Let me stop being joking. But anyway, after doing all of this freak nasty stuff with Don, Diddy rolled around in them sheets with her right after that, okay? So she says that she did not expect for this to happen all over again. Like, she didn't want this to be something that was a continual thing for them. She thought that it was going to be like a one-time thing, or maybe a once in a blue moon kind of thing that they did every now and again if they did it again. But she said it was the very next night. And she realized that she opened a Pandora's box, and that once the door was open, she could never close it. And all she wanted was to go back to those Miami nights. Now, I'm going to tell you, that is definitely grooming. All that time that he spent whining, dining, romancing her, and all of that stuff to get her comfortable enough to want to do these freak-off hotel nights, that was a part of what you call grooming. And you will never get that part back. You will always be trying to get that aspect of that person back, and they'll dangle it in front of you, but you will never get that person ever again, okay? So she says after that night, they were doing hotel nights where she was sleeping with other men to satisfy him 90% of the time. She said only 30% of the time would she be with him by herself, but that would be counting the times after she had already freaked off with one of the male escorts. She said that all this time she was spending time getting herself prepared. If she wasn't getting herself prepared, she had to stay ready for whenever he was ready for her. She was basically at Diddy's beck and call. She also acknowledged that she was not his only one, honey. She said she knew and had the understanding that their relationship was not monogamous for him, but the relationship was monogamous for her. So she knew that he had other females. She also said that the two of them agreed that their relationship should not be public and that it should be kept private. And y'all know why, okay? I ain't said nothing. All I'm saying is y'all know. So she says the very next time that she saw him, he suggested another one of the hotel nights. And she said she agreed because she wanted to be with him and that she was trying to make him happy. Like, she feared that, you know, she wanted him, she said that she was falling for him. She was falling in love with this man. She said after the first night that they slept with each other, she was falling in love with this man. And I say, baby, they said blame it on the goose, got you feeling loose, and blame it on the alcohol. It is not the alcohol, honey. It was the E, the Molly, and all that other stuff that you was taking, because you was rolling and that thing was feeling good and he was treating you so right. And yeah, you ended up rolling right into getting yourself in this situation. Like, and now when I say getting yourself in this situation, I'm not blaming her. I'm just saying, like, you ended up rolling right into this trap without even realizing it. Like, you just want to be loved. This man knows there's something that he honed in on you, and it was like you ended up in this nightmare where now you can't even sleep with your man, and it's just you and your man. It's always got to be you, your man, and some other man, and you got to sleep with the other man before you get to sleep with your man. And that's the way she explained it. Like, I'm being so for real now. I'm not being funny. That's how that went. So she said she started to tell him, like, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to do these hotel nights. I don't want to do these freak-offs. I don't want to do this stuff. And whenever she would bring it up, he would tell her to don't be like that, or okay, we don't have to. But even though he would say, okay, we don't have to, they would turn around and find themselves right back in a hotel room, and she would find herself in there doing it all over again. He would also call her crazy. He would say, you don't have to, you're crazy. Now, when it came down to him paying her rent, she said that they had gotten into it and they had did like a little breakup thing and they got back together. And she said when they got back together, Diddy asked her like how much allowance she thought she should get. She said she told him, she told him that she felt like, you know, her allowance should be $1,500. Diddy said $10,000. So she decided to go and get this house. Excuse me. And instead of him giving her the $10,000, the $10,000 then went to pay for the rent on the house. She was renting her house. And so she says that, you know, Diddy would give her money outside of that, like $20,000 here, $10,000 there, $5,000 there, whatever. And she said she wasn't able to do her influencer job no more because she spent her times being ready for him whenever he called, because whenever he called, she had to be ready to go. So she had to have stable babysitting in place. Like, she had to have a babysitter that she could call at the drop of a dime and drop her son off. She had to have her nails done. She said her nails always had to be a light color or a creamy white. A creamy white. Don't go there, y'all. She said that she had to stay tanned. She said she had to keep her hair done nice. She said that Diddy liked her hair straight, and whenever they would be doing these hotel nights, he wanted her hair up in a ponytail. So she would spend her time basically sitting around waiting for him to call her so that she can go and have a hotel night with him, okay? And whenever she started saying that she didn't want to do these freak-off hotel nights anymore, that he would tell her that, you know, he would stop paying her rent. He would threaten to stop paying her rent if she didn't do the freak-off. So she found herself in that situation where now she's in too deep. She said that she wasn't allowed to go on trips with her friends, that in the beginning, in the very early stages, she had gone on a trip to the south of France with her girlfriends, and she didn't tell him, and he was upset with her, and he was using words like disappointed in her, and, you know, he was just very upset on her phone. But we've heard this kind of testimony from Cassie, right? We heard this very same testimony coming from Deontay telling us about what he witnessed between Diddy and Cassie. We heard this same testimony from Mia about what she witnessed between Diddy and Cassie. So we're seeing the pattern of putting people into these situations. So she said that with her not being able to work, she was living off of whatever money Puff was giving her, as well as her child support. Those were her only sources of income. She did say that the way that Diddy would pay her, the way Diddy would pay her would be either in cash or by wire transfer. All right. She said at one point in time, she mentioned to him about doing an OnlyFans, and she said the reason she wanted to do the OnlyFans is she didn't plan on doing any like illicit acts or anything. She just was gonna like post in lingerie and heels and things of that nature. And she said one of her girlfriends had put her onto OnlyFans and told her that they made $4 million. So she was like, wow, I can do my own thing. She brought it up to Puff, and he told her, we'll see. Let's see how things go. Wasn't allowed to get her own money. She had to sit and Shaniqua, I don't know. She said that she was traveled around different places, just like Cassie. She said they did, you know, she was traveled around from Turks, Miami, New York, LA. He was moving her around. And one of the things that the prosecution made sure that they actually like honed in on was, where were you getting the E and the Molly and all of that stuff from? She was getting it from him. He was giving it to her. He was dosing it to give to her. Then they showed a text message from August 31st, 2022, where Puff was pulling up to her house or whatever, and she had to drop some keys down. She said that this was one of the nights where she had to drop her keys down to him to let him come into her house, because they were also doing these Freakoff hotel nights in her house. She said they had did them in her house a couple of times, all right? She said that each time that they did a Freakoff hotel night, it was the same pattern. There was no deviating away from the way that the things went. The way that it always went was, you know, the guy would come in, she would start dancing and, you know, trying to take the edge off. Her and the guy would do it, and then her and Puff would do it. Now, I'm gonna end y'all off with this right here. She said that there were times that Puff would tell the escort to finish inside of her. Y'all know what finish inside of her means. He would have the escort finish inside of her, or finish close to her genitalia. And when the escort would leave, they would then have their roll in the hay. And the AUSA asked her, would you wash off the juicy jizz that was left on you? Jane said, no. He would have relations with her, rolling around in another man's jizz juice. I'm not lying. I'm not lying. When she said that, Diddy sat up. Diddy passed a note to Agdafilio. She said that she would be in those rooms for 24, 30 or more hours, freaking off. She said sometimes she would have relations with the same person, the same escort, twice, or she would have relations with 2 different ones in the same night. Baby, that is where they left us off at. But while she started talking about these freak-offs and things of that nature, Diddy kept looking over at the jury. Like, I can't see the jury box, but he kept looking over at the direction of the jury. Oh, if you was looking to see how the jurors were taking this, if it was anything like how we were, yeah, you slid that note because you ain't like what you was seeing. You ain't like the reactions that you was getting, because them reactions was reacting and they wasn't good. Something is definitely off, I guess, because at the end of the day, y'all got to think about this. This is not the first time that we've heard about him rolling around in another man's hot shot. Because Cassie said he liked other men's hot shots rubbed on his nip-nips. So now we're finding out that it made me think back, if I'm going to be honest with y'all, it made me think back to when the escort, I forgot his name, but when the escort was testifying and he was saying how he could not perform because he had seen Diddy like put hands, feet, and knee bows on Cassie, so he had a hard time doing it. He said that he pretended that he had finished, and then Cassie and Diddy went in the room, and Diddy came back out and asked him, "You finished?" And he said, "Yeah." He said, "You sure?" He said, "Yeah, I'm sure." No, it wasn't Punisher. It was the one before him. Cassie never told us that. She never went into detail when it came down to why it was important for these other dudes to jizz. When they play them freak-offs, he's probably going to be turned on in court. Well, here's the thing. They cut the feed to all of the evidence, so we can't see what, the evidence that they're showing. We can't see it in the overflow room. And they cut the feed in the main courtroom as well. So if anybody is telling you that they actually saw something, they didn't see a damn thing, because they was only sharing the exhibits to the parties, which would be the government and the defense and the person who was on the stand. That's it. It definitely is spirit tied. This is absolutely ridiculous. When they said that, I literally was like, I fell out in my seat. But she did say that they went through a lot of baby oil. She also talked about how there were sheets, blankets, and towels down over the furniture and stuff to try to protect it because it was so much oil. What the hell do you need with 24 bottles of baby oil? That's what I'm trying to understand. He might have one, who knows? I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. I just play one on the internet. This has been like a day. It's been a day. You don't need that much moisture. You don't need, who needs that much moisture? I have eczema, and I don't even need that much moisture. This is crazy work. This is absolute crazy work. This is madness. But, you know, we still have a ways to go because these are just the government witnesses. We haven't even gotten to the defense yet. I don't know who the defense is going to call. I know that today, when we first got into court, they were talking about Christina Karam. That's how you say it, Karam. Christina Karam. That's how you say it, not Karam, Karam. They said it in court. When they were getting ready to show the text messages from her, between her and Cassie about what happened with Briana Bana, they were saying that this was not to add her as a co-conspirator and this, that, and the third. Baby, we've already come to the conclusion she's a co-conspirator. We've already come to that conclusion. We the people. We the people. What are you guys saying? What could possibly be his defense? I have no idea. You know, and it's like, again, before people start saying, oh, that's that man's, you know, ex-life and this, that, and the third, it is his ex-life. Oh, shoot. Okay, can y'all hear me? I don't know what the hell just happened. But it's an obscene matter. Thank you, boo. What's the difference between R. Kelly case and Diddy case? I mean, thus far, they haven't brought any minors into the fold. Is Mark Garagos still showing up? I haven't seen Mark Garagos. Sean Combs' lawyers are going to show the world why they are the Thanos of attorneys. Well, this is what I'm saying. The prosecution is getting all of their stuff out now. I don't know what the defense has in store, because what I can tell you is whatever it is, it better be a doozy. But you know, their whole thing is they have to poke holes in everybody's story. They have to go for everybody's credibility. Oh. So, I mean, this is just crazy. There goes Sean G over there doing his podcast. And then there go the other dude over there doing his podcast. So the YouTubers, we are all going home now. We're going home. It's been a day. I'm tired. And tomorrow we are not getting out of court until 5 p.m. So y'all are going to get the update late. But we're going to be doing our update, guys. Let's see what else y'all are saying. Sick and what the jizz stuff proves to RICO. An obscene matter. Nami. It's an obscene matter. Obscene matters are RICO. Go look it up. Go look up the 35 predicate offenses of the RICO. And then you will see that what I'm telling you is actual, factual. And that ain't no cap in my rap or no chaser in my henny. Thank you so much. Welcome to the bar. All right, you guys. As y'all can see, I am at the train, and I'm getting ready to go down, and I'm getting ready to go home because this has been one hell of a day. So y'all be good how y'all be good, and I will say, no, I'm not in Atlanta. Thank you so much, Vicky. I appreciate you. Y'all be good the way that y'all be good, and I'll see y'all in the next